Out in the woods, there's a rule folks don't want you to know. Life runs on raw instinct, no sugarcoating. This shapes how people act at work, in love, even who ends up on top. Power isn't polite, it just is. Watch closely. It shows up everywhere. Picture a lumberjack stepping into a thick woods. Around him, tangled creepers drape from above. Twisted old oaks stand close, their trunks rough and scarred. Then, there it is, a trunk dead upright, unmarked, still, like it was waiting. What tree does he chop down before the others? He slices the plain piece. Here's why. It's simple. That's the thing. It doesn't push back. Back then, around 2,300 years past, an Indian thinker named Chanakya watched how folks act, then dropped a line that'd shake today's so-called nice guys right down to their boots. He said, "Do not be too honest. Straight trees are cut first. Honest people are screwed first. If you're drained, if you sense people take too much, if life feels one-sided, don't blame bad luck. Blame being the upright tree. That's when the axe swings close." Check out your everyday reality. Yet deep down, you think you're doing right by others. Because when you go along with things, when you nod instead of speaking up, you assume people notice. Still, putting everyone else first feels like a promise. They'll stick around. But truth is, kindness doesn't always buy trust. This one's been sold as truth lately, but it's total fiction. You hang around after hours to handle a slacker's tasks, believing that shows value. Nope, it just marks you as someone they can use. You hand cash to a buddy who ghosts repayments, assuming that earns thanks. But really, it invites eye rolls. You say sorry even when blameless, hoping tension fades. Instead, it screams weakness. You believe you're doing the right thing. Yet from a planner's view, you aren't strong. Just safe, not bold, just quiet. In the struggle for control, even small stuff becomes fuel. You're dealing with a sickness inside your head. Yet you've mistaken being weak for doing what's right. Instead, you've shaped yourself to be plain, no edges or grip, so people can grab you easily. Because of this, they treat you like an object to carry out their tasks. The shift starts once you see your so-called kindness isn't helping others. Instead, it's like a beacon, drawing in those who'll use you. Chanakya didn't serve gods, he shaped rulers. Instead of prayers, he used sharp planning to crush the Nanda dynasty. The Arthashastra isn't a dream of how life ought to go. It's a look at how power really works. While others preached ideals, he studied facts. The world runs on Matsya Nyaya, like a pond where bigger ones swallow smaller ones. One rule rules it all: strength wins over size. Chanakya taught a principle that destroys the nice guy paradox. He said, even if a snake is not poisonous, it should pretend to be venomous. This place holds the heart of a sneaky thinker. You don't have to act cruel. No need to snap at people either. Yet you should still carry some edge inside. If a snake stays flat when someone steps near, it gets crushed. When it flares up and makes noise, the person jerks their leg away. Poison might come into play, but scare tactics always do the job. The old way says, drop the need to be liked. Swap it for a push for respect. Because feelings change fast. Emotions come and go. But respect, that's power dressed up. It's fear wearing something sharp. The upright tree stands open to harm, yet the twisted one, like someone layered, firm in limits, unshaken when refusing, that one dodges the blade. Your mind's pushing back on this idea at this very moment. You've been trained from day one to go along with things. Every time you consider saying no, your pulse jumps. Stress hits fast. Shame creeps in right after. This blame isn't on you. Instead, it's a tool used by systems wanting compliant labor. The inner fight? That's your body pulling one way, your mind another, because deep down you're wired to fit in. So you act nice. You smile more than you mean to. Sometimes you even plead. Yet the shadow mind sees it clear. Each time you agree while meaning to refuse, it's like betraying yourself. Your mind starts believing your needs aren't worth attention, using guilt instead of respect. Chanakya gives a heads up. There's this thing called Arishadvarga, mental traps waiting to mess you up. One big trap? Moha, or blind illusion. It sneaks in when you think suffering endlessly means rescue will show up someday. No one's showing up. Because the trunk stands tall, the woodsman doesn't spare it. He grins at how clean the axe bites. To grow strong, ditch the craving for nods and smiles. Here's the root. Do you turn into a bad guy? No, you turn into Kutila. That means you're now bent. In Indian tactics, acting crooked suggests you don't play fair against rivals. Instead, you keep them guessing. That unpredictability throws opponents off track. The one path is the path of selective ruthlessness. You've got to build a hidden side, someone you turn into if they push too far. This alter ego shows up only when boundaries get broken, acting tough without warning. It's not who you are every day, just the one that appears when needed. Think of it like a backup self, ready to step in quietly but firmly. When someone at work pushes their tasks your way, the straight tree replies, "Sure, maybe I'll pitch in." The shadow strategist pauses, 3 full seconds, then locks eyes without flinching. A flat voice cuts through. Won't happen. No reasons follow. Not a word of regret. Nothing but cold resistance. You've got to be rough around the edges. Stay sharp, don't smooth out. A forest hard to walk through stays wild. When you're easy to reach, you seem ordinary. But when you're tough to find, you feel rare. Shortage makes things matter. Quit dumping your generosity everywhere. Keep it close. Hand it out only to folks who've proven they deserve a spot near you. Most people slip up here. One tough moment hits, mood drops, back to standing rigid like a stiff trunk. Chanakya said kings should always stay alert. Even if guards keep things tight for ages, slipping just once gives enemies their chance. That's when they strike. You've got to keep your guard up. No weak spots allowed. If you let someone treat you poorly, others might think it's okay too. People act like water. They take form from what's around them. Without boundaries, they'll overflow every side, pulling you under. But when strong limits exist, they adapt, moving just how you guide. You've got to get good at saying a tiny no now and then. Say no to tiny stuff now and then. Push back on little beliefs once in a while. Skip replying to a message for hours. Focus matters more right now. You're showing people the way they can act towards you. Stick to it. The strategist secures victory well before any fight starts, by planning early, staying sharp, or simply outthinking the challenge ahead. Chanakya kept tabs on foes through hidden watchers. So should you, but with people around you. Use quiet observation instead of action. Notice hints others miss. Stay ahead by learning secrets early, not reacting late. Watch whispers, shifts in tone, small gestures. They tell truths words hide. Your edge? Information gathered quietly, shared with no one. You've met those folks who wear you out, the ones always taking, never giving back. Yep, them don't sit around waiting to get boxed in. Decide what you'll do ahead of time. This one's called the pocket veto. Right before stepping into a chat, even before grabbing the phone, your no is set. Your mind's made up. Your time counts more than anything else you've got. If you hold off till stress hits to stand firm, things will go wrong. Build that strength when no one's watching. Then it'll work when everyone sees. Expect the hit. Stay sharp. Turn into what cracks the edge. Put this into action, then things take a dark turn. Some folks just walk away. The parasites will go away. But once they do, users might flip out. They'll say you're different now, like that's a bad thing, or claim you've gotten full of yourself. Good. Let them. The old limbs need to drop so the tree can rise higher. Once you're no longer the go-to person everyone leans on, you begin living by your own rules. You carry yourself differently. More weight, less noise. Interruptions fade out. Requests dry up. Instead, they come to listen. Deep inside, folks don't value things handed over without effort. Value kicks in when it's something they can't just grab. What people admire tends to be out of reach, not served on a plate. Stand like a bent tree. Move like a cobra showing its hood. Stay mysterious, hard to figure out. The straight tree becomes chairs or tables in another person's home, while the twisted one stays deep in the woods, still standing after ages, never touched, full of quiet strength. This isn't about right or wrong. It's about staying alive. That's just how the shadow works. If you're set to uncover secrets that crowned rulers yet toppled thrones, if you've had enough of playing it safe and crave the shadowed trail where real insight hides, join the Shadow Strategist today. Hit subscribe now. We don't show you how to play it safe. Instead, we focus on helping you come out ahead.